Greetings, 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 greetings. What's good, my people? This is your brother Chief Lion Igara Elohim, aka the Black Identity Slayer. I'm gonna let you listen to a video from a Caucasian lady, and I'm gonna play the video in its entirety. Then I'm gonna play it again and make my commentary. Okay. And first, let me make my disclaimer. I don't, hate anybody. That's me personally. I don't care what you look like. I don't hate people. I don't I don't deal with people or judge people based on their skin complexion. I judge people based on their character, okay? Their actions. You feel me? So I always like to make that disclaimer when it could get a little bit, sensitive. All right. So let's go ahead and listen to that. And that's true. Anyone who look at my videos will let you know. I don't play that. All right? From the beginning.
It's time to speak up. With the criminal justice system. I can tell you from personal experience that if my client that I'm representing is black or brown, I have to work twice as hard to make sure that their rights are protected. And even then, with all of the efforts, they generally get harsher sentences than a white client who is charged with the exact same thing. So, all of you that are out there saying, well, there's more black arrests because they commit more of the crimes, shame on you. But thanks for at least letting your racism be on full display so we know who we're dealing with. Go out there and love your neighbor, especially today, your black and brown neighbors, because I promise you, they need it.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop here and I'm gonna play it again, and I'm going to make my
That
commentary.
it's time to speak up. I
27. Literally, that's about 28 years. All right, about 28 years. Why now? Why not 5 years ago? Why not in 2000? Why not in 2005? Uh, uh, um, why not in 2010? Why not in 2012? Why not in 2020? Why now? You have been part of the justice system since 1997, but you want to speak up just now. Now, once again, I look at things from a whole different perspective because there's always a reason for something. And I'm not going to categorize everybody and put them in the same category. I'm not going to make that general statement, right? For every individual. But the overall consensus of Caucasian people speaking up now, it is because of two reasons. And I'm going to get into that real quick. Okay, give me a second. Let's listen.
I've been a prosecutor and I've been a defense attorney.
She has been a prosecutor and a defense attorney. In other words, she was on the good side and she was on the bad side. You feel me? Good, evil, evil, good. The tree of the knowledge of good and evil, right? Isaiah 45. The God who created light, created darkness, good and evil, because there's only two sides, right? So when I say two sides, I'm talking about, the left wing, the right wing, yin and the yang. That's what I'm talking about. So she's been on both sides of the fence, defending and prosecuting. So she knows firsthand how it goes. All right? Pay attention.
And if anyone out there thinks that our criminal justice system is blind to the race of the person in front of it, it's because you've had zero experience with the criminal justice system.
Well, we know, I mean, the justice system is not blind to race. We know that for a fact. You know what I'm saying? And based on people's perspective. But here's the thing. The truth of the matter is the justice system is blind to race. The justice system is not blind to status. My people, I have to keep teaching y'all the proper context of the legalese, language, and the train of thought of individuals that's in legal systems. All right. That's why you see the lady of justice is blindfolded, because the lady of justice does not see race. The lady of justice only sees status. Only thing that matters is status. All right? Status. It don't see race, but it sees status. Because if race is based on the complexion of skin, then therefore my people would not be going through what we are going through because we are not black. Obviously, if it's about what you see is what it is. You dig? If it's what you see is what it is, and it's about race, and race is based on complexion of skin tone, and my people are called black, but they're brown, they're copper, they're gold, they're cinnamon, they're cocoa, they're ebony, they're all of that. But yet still, they get treated as if they are black persons in complexion. That's because the justice system is blind to race. You feel me? Because it doesn't see race. However, it sees status. That's the difference. Pay attention. Like I keep telling y'all, I break things down like nobody else do. I guarantee you that. And I could say that, emphatically. Go show me anybody that's doing it like this. And I'm saying all that to say is this. I've been telling you the truth from the very beginning. And y'all need to get your affairs in order. People who are calling you black, denounce them. I don't care who it is. Rebuke them. I don't care who it is. You warn them first. And then if they don't take heed, you rebuke them. I don't care who it is.
I can tell you from personal experience that if my client that I'm representing is black or brown, I have to work twice as hard to make sure that their rights are protected. And even then, with all of the efforts, they generally get harsher sentences than a white client who is charged with the exact same thing.
Let me stop here for a second. So she mentioned black, brown, and white. Okay? When people talk about the brown people, they're talking about Asians, they're talking about Mexicans, they're talking about certain ethnic groups. But guess what? In the system, Hispanics, Latinos, they are white in status. So that's why I tell you, when you hear people speak, if you don't have a legal mind, you're going to think they're just talking regular English, although I sympathize with what she's saying, but she's not speaking the truth. Because if she were telling the truth and nothing but the truth, she would tell my people, black, the reason why you're being treated that way is not because your complexion or your skin is black. It's because your status is black. And this is what the black status means in the legal system. That's when I give people the full respect for confessing. She's confessing, but she's not confessing to the full truth because she's been on both sides. So that means you know more than you're telling us. Let me let her finish up.
So all of you that are out there saying, well, there's more black arrests because they commit more of the crimes, shame on you.
And yes, shame on you. The reason why is because it's not that black persons are committing more crimes in terms of violating people's rights, okay? Because the only time a crime is committed is when you have harmed someone, damaged somebody's property, defraud someone, caused them some type of injury, okay? That's the only time a crime is committed. Everything else is strictly statutes, ordinances, and codes. Infractions. That's not law. So she's not telling the entire truth. The reason why our people are being persecuted more is because their status is black. And that's the crime. You feel me? My people, get what I'm saying. Your status is the crime because white signifies the living, and then the unalive people expect to be amongst the living and don't expect that to be a crime in a legal system that only acknowledge the white status as the living. You feel me? All right then.
But thanks for at least letting your racism be on full display so we know who we're dealing with. Go out there and love your neighbor, especially today, your black and brown neighbors, because I promise you, they need it.
Well, that's kind of like a yes and no situation. We need it and we don't need it. Well, for one, I'm not black. Okay? She said brown. My complexion is indeed brown. But do we need it? Well, we don't need anything. Everybody needs love, not just us. Everybody needs love. But this is what I'm going to tell you real quick. When she said especially now, what does that mean? You see, you've been practicing law and been in the legal system since 1997, almost as long since I've been teaching about law and legal, because I studied that in about 2000, 2001, helping a lot of brothers in the child support court system. Okay, so I've been doing this for a very long time as well. So with that being said, you've been doing it that long, but you choose to talk now. Why? Why now? Well, let me tell you why now. You're going to see a lot of Caucasian people and different ethnic groups. Okay, that's not us. Speak up and confess. It's because they know who we are. They know we are the original people of the land. They know what their ancestors have done. And even the ones who look like us, the black Europeans that came from Europe and came here, and now you have the Scottish and the Irish and the British and the Russians and all of them speaking up now. Oh, they're black. All of a sudden, they're pushing that because they want to keep us black. Why didn't she tell you the truth about the status of being black? Why didn't she tell you the status of being white? Why didn't she tell you the real reason why, it's not that we're committing more crimes in terms of, public safety and violating people. No. You feel me? No. That is not the crime that you are committing. The crime that you are committing is by accepting the status. That is the crime. That is the crime. That makes you a criminal by nature. You feel me? So she didn't speak on that. Trust me, she knows. She knows. And because it's the restoration of the original people, they know that there will come a time when the original people of the land will be put back on the throne. So a lot of them have to confess. They have to confess right now because they know there will be a spiritual karma to pay. They still got to pay some karma. But the little deeds that they're doing is going to help them out in the grace of our ancestors because they're starting to speak up. But why weren't y'all speaking up 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years, 10 years ago? You was on both sides, so you know. So that means you played your part in sending my people to jail because of their status, not their complexion. And then you went on the defense. I don't know which one came first. The bottom line is you knew exactly what was going on, and you did not say anything until now. And that's cool. Better late than never. But if you're going to tell the truth, tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Tell my people why. Not just say black and brown. Tell them that they are statuses. And the brown people that you mentioned in the system, their status is white. Facts over feelings. Latinos, Mexicans, Asians, all these people are considered brown. Guess what? Their status is white. That's a fact. So my people, I keep reaching out and pleading with my people. Give up the identity of that status of being called black. You may not think it will make a difference, but I promise you it's going to make a whole world, earth, universe of difference. Because now our ancestors are going to start smiling again once more before they start, putting the rod down. But first, you got to repair yourself. That's what reparations mean. Y'all begging for reparations. You getting the reparations, but you're not taking it because you think it's going to come in the form of money. No, reparations means to repair yourself, correct your status in the system, get away, get out of the belly of the beast. How can you fight the beast if you're actually in the belly of the beast and you don't have the right tools? That's what it's about. So I'm not criticizing, the Caucasian lady for speaking out. I'm cool. Everybody at some point need to confess and speak out, right? But if you're going to tell the truth, man, especially if tell the whole truth. That's all I'm saying. Tell the whole truth. Obviously, when you look at my people, their skins are not black. So why are you calling us black? Why? It is because it has nothing to do with your race, ethnicity, and identity, or skin complexion. As a matter of fact, it's impossible for somebody to be black with skin complexion scientifically. It's impossible. So how can you be black? It's a status. And by that status alone, it means in the legal system, you are automatically illegal. You have committed a crime amongst the living by being unalive in a system of the living. I'm done. This is your brother Chief Lion Eagle Ra Elohim, the Black Identity Slayer.